Good morning, Toonami. Newcastle's summer is starting to heat up. A new young midfielder is linked. Bruno's rumours still swirling. Tonali talk refusing to go away. And fans ask one big question. Are we building carefully or playing it too safe? Let's get into it, shall we? But first of all, we're going to take a quick look at Mr. Visser. Johan Visser picked up the player of the match for the DR Congo, and Sofa scored agreed with a score of 8. And it reflected a huge performance from Johan Visser as he inspired the DR Congo to a 3-1 comeback victory over Uzbekistan and helped book a place in the World Cup round of 32. He played the full 90 minutes, scored twice, including a penalty, and was a driving force in attack as DR Congo overturned the first half deficit. And his performance produced he was a captain's performance. That's what he produced, as DR Congo came from behind to defeat Uzbekistan. Playing the full 90 minutes, the Newcastle forward kept the Uzbek defence under constant pressure and coolly converted a penalty to level the match. He then capped off a brilliant display by adding his second goal in stoppage time to seal a famous victory. His intelligent movement, relentless work rate and clinical finishing earned an impressive 8 from SofaScore. Visser stepped up when his country needed him most, and now he heads into the clash with England full of confidence. So good morning, Toonami. Newcastle's summer is starting to heat up. A new young midfielder is linked. Bruno rumours still swirling. Tonali talk refusing to go away, and the fans asking one big question. Are we building carefully or playing it too safe? There's rumours, there's risk, and then there's reality. Johan Manzambi is on Newcastle's radar. The strongest fresh transfer story coming from Sky Sports themselves, who report that Newcastle are interested in the young Swiss midfielder Johan Manzambi. The club are continuing their recruitment drive for emerging talent fitting the long-term strategy that we've discussed on this channel already. And at this stage, it's interest rather than advanced talks. Number 2, Bruno speculation continues. Reports continue to link Bruno with Arsenal, but Newcastle's position remains firm. A reported verbal offer was rejected, and any formal approach would need to be significantly higher before Newcastle would even consider negotiations, which I would be rather upset about. Sandro Tonali rumours also refused to disappear. There's also speculation linking Sandro with Spurs. Spurs claim they're preparing a huge bid now, but these remain speculative at this stage, and there's no indication Newcastle are actively looking to sell one of Eddie Howe's key players. The transfer budget has become a talking point. Reports suggest Eddie Howe is working with a tighter transfer budget than in previous summers, making player trading and value signings increasingly important. That explains why Newcastle continue to target younger players rather than entering bidding wars for established stars. The Elliot Anderson sell-on clause debate, one story causing plenty of discussion among Newcastle supporters, is the revelation that Newcastle reportedly did not include a sell-on clause when Elliot Anderson left the club. Now, given that they had 24 hours to put all this together before getting a points fine, you can understand why we had no bargaining power, we had no chips on the table, and we had no aces up our sleeve. So Anderson left the club, and with Anderson now linked to a huge money move elsewhere, Man City, many believe Newcastle have missed out on a significant windfall. So the one big positive, the club is sticking to their long-term recruitment strategy despite growing competition for targets. Obviously, the one big worry, Bruno and Sandro continue to attract interest from Europe's biggest clubs. So one big question, should Newcastle refuse to sell any more first-team stars this summer, even if it limits new signings? And it's a debate that's in my head, and I'll probably give you the answer tomorrow of what I'm thinking. Although there appeared to be genuine interest for Newcastle, given the constraints that we just talked about budgets, strategy, etc., I don't think we got hope in hell of getting this guy. But currently, we're apparently monitoring rather than actively pursuing. Several German outlets have reported that Newcastle are among the Premier League clubs keeping tabs on Felix. Alongside such clubs is Manchester United, Manchester City. Reports suggest Newcastle have made inquiries or maintained interest, but there is no stronger evidence yet that a formal bid has been submitted. Dortmund's stance has been consistent throughout, that they want to keep him, although every player has a price. Felix is 25, 6'2", central midfielder, German international, and his former clubs, Manchester City Academy, Wolfsburg, and now Dortmund. Increasingly, Newcastle fans will remember him for scoring the winner at St James's Park in the Champions League back in October 23. So what type of midfielder is he? He's a modern box-to-box midfielder with a very rounded skill set. His strengths: powerful athlete who covers plenty of ground, excellent ball carrier who drives through midfield, strong defensively with good tackling ability, comfortable receiving the ball under pressure. At 6'2", he dominates in physical duels. He can play a number 6, a number 8, or slightly further forward. Areas to improve: apparently doesn't consistently produce high numbers of goals or assists. Can occasionally hold on to possession a touch too long. Early in his career, he suffered several injury interruptions, although he's become more durable recently. Would he suit Eddie Howe? I actually think he would. If Newcastle were looking to refresh the midfield over the next couple of years, then Felix feels like very much like an Eddie Howe player. He presses aggressively, works tirelessly, is technically secure, can play multiple midfield roles, and has plenty of room to develop further. He also gives Newcastle something they don't really have outside of Joe Linton, a physicality dominant midfielder who can carry the ball through pressure. Where would he fit? He could rotate with or partner Bruno, Sandro, Joe Linton, Miley. He isn't really a replacement for Bruno or Tonali, he's a complement. The biggest obstacle, obviously, this is where the move becomes difficult. Dortmund see Felix is one of their cornerstone players and reportedly value him extremely highly. Recent reports suggest they'll only consider extraordinary offer with the figures of 80 to 100 million euros or more have been mentioned after extending his contract. Definitely interest. 4 out of 5 credible. Likelihood 1 out of 5. Fit for Newcastle, 5 out of 5. If Newcastle are looking for another elite midfielder, then this guy fits Eddie Howe's style. England's manager, Mr. Tuchel, did not call upon Dan Burn for the third time in 3 matches. So it's a hat-trick of benches for Big Dan from Blythe, and he's one of our own. He was wonderful in his support through all the breaks and encouraging the lads to especially get that first goal in the second half so that everybody could relax slightly. So he's well thought of and supported by Mr. Tuchel as a cheerleader. And Mr. Tuchel thinks of Elliot Anderson as the band leader. Elliot Anderson looked really tidy in the England 2-0 win. A 7.6 rating score on SofaScore. Feels fair. 92 touches, 63 out of 70 passes completed, 100% passes completed in his own half. Shows how calm he was in possession. He carried the ball well too. 380 meters total carried distance and 2 out of 2 dribbles, while still doing the dirty work with 7 recoveries, 2 tackles won, and 2 interceptions. Not flashy, but very effective and the proper midfield glue that England need. And Anthony Gordon, the ex-Magpie, now at Barcelona, was benched for the first time. He did not start. He did not come on. He wasn't called by Mr. Tuchel. He did a lot of running up for the touchline in the second period of the second half, trying to get Mr. Tuchel's eye to get a run out, but it wasn't to be.
If you like this video, then you'll probably like my recent updates this week. So go take a look. I'm Ken, the Inside The Toon guy.
So thanks for watching. There'll be more of these news reports, updates throughout the summer when the news is actually relevant, and also a lot of World Cup stuff following the 8 Toon lads that are playing for their countries. I'm Ken, the Inside The Toon guy. Have a great day.